Welcome to the Bogart Podcast, episode number 14, The Redo. I'm Evan Bogart. With me today is my co-host, David Parshall.
Hey, what's up, party people?
And
who's trying to get the booty hole lit?
we got a good show for you. But call on the show, 585-678-1660. That's 585-678-1660. You could find us on all the platforms.
MySpace, Twitter, Instagram, Farmers Only, Plenty of Fish, all that stuff.
And, I forgot to say, email the show at thebogartpodcast@gmail.com. Buy some merch. I got to pay back this credit card that I put all my furnace repairs on. So, we're going to have decals soon in the merch store. And then I have one lime green logo t-shirt that is ready to go. So I'm going to put that up on Instagram. And yeah. So what is good in the hood, Dave?
I'm just coming back from vacation. Had an extra long vacation. We went to Colorado, visit the family, the wife's family, and go to the Oktoberfest festival in the old city that I used to live in. And it was awesome. It was great being back. So much has changed. It's like crazy busy this year. Because, I haven't been back to there in 10 years, almost to the day. I was looking on my my stuff because, just did the shittiest thing ever and just up and left without telling anybody. But I want to say that I skipped town on the 20th of September, 2012. My cousin Nathan and my good friend Cody, they came and picked me up. And, we experienced the Oktober Festival then. And then 10 years later, I tried to get all my Navy buddies and their families to go, but, no one did it. So it just ended up turning into the wife's side of the family reunion. Got to see her grandparents we hadn't seen since before the Rona happened. An aunt and uncle that she hasn't seen in a hot minute. And, we stayed at a place that was right up the road from where I lived before there in Breckenridge. And, it was good to be back. Missed it. The mountains. I like the mountains and all. I don't like being landlocked. My wife, she loves the mountains. And, great views. We had a skylight in our room. And, we open it up and we could see whatever ski resort it was of the 10-mile range. There's this big bowl. And, you'd love it. There's a trailer park there so you can move in. And I'm just trying to remember all the stuff that I talked about last episode. It's short and sweet. I dressed up for the part of Oktoberfest in a lederhosen. My wife had a dress, but she didn't want to do it. And it kind of bummed me out, but, I have to respect her wishes. And spent most of the time in line, but that's okay. We had good food, good conversation, good drink. Brought back a mini keg, 5 liters, or a gallon and a third. So I'm just waiting to get into that. And, got a mug as a souvenir. Because, you buy a pre-ordered mug for $35 and it comes with two drink tokens. And, the mountains are great. I loved it. It's good to be back. And I missed it, but I don't think I could live there. It's super expensive.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
So...
What you been up to?
Well, my furnace shit the bed.
Oh,
but,
no, not again. It's
and after 3 furnace repair guys and $650 later, it's fixed.
What'd they do?
They replaced 2 parts on it. It's a very old system. It's from 1997. And so they wanted me to replace the whole unit.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like,
Look at me. I'm living in a trailer.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. So he was like, well, I'll give you a quote on what it's going to be, how much it's going to cost. And so they quoted me and it was $6,000.
Oh, God.
I was like, I looked at it and I'm like, there's no way I could pay this. He wanted me to open up a Home Depot card because they run their business through them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay. And then he's like, oh, you can extend the credit limit and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah. And then I'm going to be in more debt. And so I was like, nah, I'm not.
They don't care that you get into debt to fix your stuff, as long as they get paid.
Yeah. So then I was like, I called him back and I'm like, well, can we just get the parts for the old furnace so we can replace it? And they're like, yeah, sure. And they called me and they were going to be like, oh, it's $95 for the part. And I'm like, oh, that's cheaper than $6,000. But then she called me back. She's like, well, there's going to be another part too. That's $250. I'm like, oh. So then with labor and everything, it was $650. And yeah,
So
it
what
sucked.
Did they just plug in something?
They just removed the old parts that weren't working right.
Well, what were the parts? Do you think you could have watched YouTube and figured out how to do it?
No.
And not spend $400 in labor on those assholes?
No, I don't think I could have figured it out. You needed like certain tools that I don't have, and
you can rent them from Home Depot.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways,
well,
so
maybe you should go to HVAC school.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get frustrated too hard.
It's nights. It costs $2,000 at Bosie's.
Maybe.
And,
I don't know.
Yeah, they got other skills that you learn.
Yeah. But so that sucked because I told the guy, I'm like, I only have an $800 limit on my credit card, so it's got to be below that. And he's like, okay. And then I was like, it's going to be over $800. I'm going to be fucked. And so he was like, oh, come back. It's $650 for everything. We made it under your budget. I'm like, thank the Lord. So yeah, that really did suck though. I mean, I was going to use that for my Vegas fund to go to Vegas, and that's just pissed away in a second.
Well, don't have no in your heart. The holidays are right around the corner. There's places that need holiday help.
Yeah, I just got to figure out something to do. I was thinking making more shirts to sell on Instagram or stickers or just something and promote it.
Yes, buy his merchandise, all right? This guy is $600 in the hole, and he used to have like $2,000 to go to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, people, help him out here.
Yeah, so.
We're going to start a GoFundMe.
But in good news, though, is I got a new dog.
Oh, another dog? You can barely take care of the one you have. Why would you?
No, I could. We do good. We're good dog parents.
Listen, animals take on the personality of their owners.
Yeah.
So your dog is a fat, alcoholic, depressed dog.
No.
Bald. Wears glasses.
They're healthy. They're fine. And we take good care of our dogs.
You don't like fireworks. Your dog doesn't like fireworks.
I like fireworks. I don't know what you're talking about.
Then why doesn't your dog like fireworks?
I don't know. She doesn't like the thunderstorms. Lucy doesn't like the thunderstorms. Maddie, we haven't really found out yet because it hasn't been lightning anytime soon. So I don't know how she does with the lightning and stuff like that. So
yeah, I don't know. So you got a new dog. Where'd you get it from? Lollipop Farm?
No, we went to Herkimer Humane Society.
Where is the Herkimer Humane Society?
It is near Old Forge, New York.
Why would you go all the way up there? That's got to be like what, a 3-hour drive?
It was like a 2-hour and 15-minute drive. I saw her on Facebook. I follow the Herkimer Humane Society, and I saw her, and I had the same feeling I saw when I saw Lucy. So,
I just can't believe you would go that far for an animal when Lollipop's right down the street.
Yeah, but the only problem with the dogs around the humane societies around our area is they're full of pit bulls.
Well,
I can't.
That's what they are. thing is just full of pit bulls. So
Yeah.
you've got this new dog. We're actually fostering kitty cats.
Yeah.
And we got them Saturday, 2 kittens, and the male one was all just like his, he just like completely changed. Like after 2 days of being here, he just like didn't play, didn't eat, didn't drink, didn't use the litter box. Well, because luckily they're litter trained. So we took him back to the vet, and they just the vet at the Humane Society, and they thought that we were there because we were supposed to bring them back this Saturday so they can start their second or third round of ringworm treatment. So that's what they thought we were there for. But if they read the notes that we sent online, that this cat is we're worried about him because his attitude completely changed. He didn't eat, didn't do anything. He just laid in this little bed that we made, but he's come around. So they didn't and so they're like, you have any other concerns? I'm like, yeah, actually, because obviously you didn't check what we said, and you didn't check other stuff. But they're like, oh, well, okay, yeah, he seems like he's doing fine, and blah 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 this and blah 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 that. So we we came back home, and he's doing fine.
Well, it's good. I mean,
so if you want some kittens, we got 2 kittens for sale, $100 each. We're just gonna tell the vet that they passed away, and we disposed of them. So
that's horrible.
Listen, they don't care about these animals. It's great, 2 less animals we got to worry about. But so at that Humane Society, because they were it seemed like the part that we were at were super backed up because there's a shit ton of people in the waiting room. So Harper and I, we went to check out the animals, and all the dogs there were some kind of pit bull.
Yeah.
And there was rows and rows and rows of kennels, and it's I don't like the smell. I'm not gonna go show you all of them, get them all riled up, but I guarantee they were all some kind of pit bull, because that's the thing, people breed them for dog fighting.
Yeah, there's a lot of homeowners insurance and stuff like that. They won't cover if you have a pit bull. They won't cover you because if it attacks someone, it comes out of the homeowners insurance for everything.
And apartments and places, there's breed restrictions, right?
Yep.
Can't have this breed, can't have that breed, can't have this, can't have that, and you can't have a pit bull. And, but here, I think there isn't a breed restriction for animals.
Yeah.
And they're like, how many cats do you have? Oh, you should just say that you have 1 is what they told us. But, we're doing the right thing and say that we have 2. So, which is stupid because, that's another $30 we got to add on to the rent.
Yeah. I don't know if when we got Lucy and we were told the park that we got her, I don't think they increased our lot fee. So, I mean, that's pretty good. And then we just registered Maddie into the town of Bloomfield. And we have all of her shots and stuff like that. So we're just waiting on, because the town will give you a little tag that says it's part of Bloomfield. So we're just waiting on that.
Are they microchipped?
Yep. Both dogs are microchipped.
So your dogs are microchipped. Would you get microchipped?
If I had some kind of dementia or something, then maybe. Dementia. But, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, so we're taking them tomorrow to go get a bath. There's a
You're not going to do it in your bathtub?
Well, we might actually do it in our bathtub. I'm not really sure. But Pet Supply Plus has dog bath things that you can take your dog to. And it's $15.
Yeah, you should save the $15 and just do it at home.
Yeah, I think we're just going to do it at home, but Lucy hates the water. She doesn't...
Just spray her down with a hose.
Take her out.
I was like, having dogs growing up, I never once gave them a bath.
You had dogs when you were growing up? What kind of dogs? Because I never knew you had a dog.
Yeah, well, we were like super young, right?
Okay.
So we had a black lab named Tartop, and then like some kind of beagle named Cassie, and then we had a couple puppies here and there that unfortunately ended up getting hit on the road that we lived on, and so the last dog that we had, it was Nicole's. My Uncle Roy got it for her birthday. It was like a German Shepherd mixed with something like a lab or something. So it was like a white, fluffy wolf-looking dog, and he ran away, and we never went and retrieved him. And I think my sister Heather said it was all her fault because of something that she I don't know. I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's all my sister's fault.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah. Pets. I like the idea of them. I'd rather not have them.
Yeah. We have GPS trackers on both dogs, and it costs about $25 a month for both of them, and it's just you put the it's like a cell phone. It works like a cell phone. It has a SIM card.
But you don't need them, Evan. It's $25 you're wasting. Why don't you need it? Because you've got bad anxiety, and those dogs never gonna leave your sight unless like those few times that we went out and about, and you're just checking to see what the dog's doing that whole time. It's like, dude, she's at home, she's fine. Yeah, you don't need it to feed your anxiety even more, but maybe with you worrying about them, if you're not worrying about them, it's gonna make you worry even more. It's just a vicious cycle with your anxiety.
Well, I was more worried because Lucy's not really crate trained.
You don't trust Laura with the dogs.
No,
That's
I do.
exactly what it is.
Well, Laura wasn't even home when we went out.
Sometimes. Some of the times she was.
I don't remember that.
I do.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember checking my phone if Laura was with my dog.
I remember.
I don't know. Maybe not.
You don't trust your girlfriend.
I do.
10 years. Who you should marry.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, okay, so I've heard things, right? Every Mexican family has a token white guy.
What?
Every Mexican family has that token white guy.
I guess.
And you're that token white guy.
Oh, yeah. That is true.
So, like, when you guys get together, do you guys ever have the horchatas?
We might have, but I just didn't know.
Have you ever had a horchata?
I don't know what that is, so.
Basically, I think it's rice milk.
Oh, yeah.
It's this. I had it for the first time when we were in Colorado at this little burrito place, and it's like Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk.
Yeah, yeah.
So good.
I remember Laura's mom made that one time. It was, they made it one time, but I think I tried it and I liked it, but yeah, they made that before.
Yeah, it was awesome. So like, there's a burrito place, authentic Coloradian burrito place. I think it's a place called like Dos Amigos or something, or Tres Amigos or something, but they do this breakfast burrito. They're like $1.50. They get 2 flavors, bacon and chorizo. Am I saying that right?
I don't know.
Chorizo.
You'll have to ask Laura.
So like, yeah, let's get 5 of each and a couple horchatas to go, por favor. Por favor.
Oh my God.
Hola, amigo. Yeah, it was delicious. I never had it before. But I just remember, like, so when I was in the Navy, pretty much like everybody either went to Guam or to Spain. And I always ended up going to Guam or, the Pacific related stuff. And I just remember people talking about the horchatas there after we all came back and never got to experience authentic Spanish stuff. Yeah. So it was good stuff. I recommend it. You know, the horchatas.
Yeah. What was it? I was always scared to try. What is that? I can't remember what they're called. Tamales.
That's a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the corn husk
Mm-hmm.
wrapped in it. I was always afraid to try it because it had pork, and I don't really eat pork.
Why?
It's just pork doesn't really do well with my stomach.
Is it
I don't know
Jewish?
why. No,
You don't eat it because it's a filthy animal.
no. I just don't eat pork that much. Okay, I'll tell you why I don't eat pork. Growing up, my dad loved pork chops.
Mm-hmm. That's why you're sick of pork chops.
Yeah, I can't eat pork chops anymore. I can't. It seemed like every night we had pork chops, and it just really was. I couldn't stand it anymore. I told Laura if she ever got pork chops, I would kick her out of the house.
Leave her.
Yeah.
You take the dogs and leave. Go to your mother's. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's like the only meat that I like. I can't find beef, because we're trying to save money, right? It's like prices of everything is just so expensive, and like we can't ever find beef at the grocery store that's like relatively priced decently. So we haven't had beef in a while, and Aldi's got these great pork roasts that are relatively cheap, and they're not bad. So we just do one of those up in the crock pot.
Mm-hmm.
And, we finished that off today. And, it was good.
Oh, there you go.
It's probably my favorite pork. Ham, bacon, breakfast sausage, bratwurst.
Yeah, it's weird because I can do bacon and I can do sausage, but once
pork.
it comes, what?
That's pork.
Yeah.
Related stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I can do that fine, but when it comes to like pulled pork and, it irritates my stomach. So, but I tried probably like 2 Christmases ago. I ate a pork tamale, and it was good, and it didn't bother my stomach. So, but yeah, they make Laura's mom makes tamales every Christmas, and we and it's like a tradition. We just eat tamales, open up presents,
What
drink.
about tabletop nachos?
Is that where the aluminum foil over the table?
Yeah.
You dump.
I mean, you can
like
do that if you want to be clean.
Yeah. You know what? I really want to try that. When the Super Bowl this year, I want to.
Are you not going to come to my Super Bowl birthday party?
When is it? Oh, February.
Yeah, it's on the Super Bowl.
Huh.
If the
Maybe.
Buffalo Bills are in the Super Bowl, I'm gonna have a Buffalo Bills Super Bowl themed birthday party.
Nice.
Because I'm turning 29. We're gonna have buffalo. We're gonna have chicken wing pizza. We're gonna have buffalo chicken wing dip. We're gonna have wings. We're gonna have buffalo chicken egg rolls. We're gonna have buffalo chicken taquitos. We're gonna have Labatt Blue.
Nice. Now, how much is Labatt Blue down there in Florida?
Well, so at one of the Publix, they sell it in the bottles, right? Like
Yep.
12 packs, I think, in bottles, or maybe an 8. I don't know what the price is, but they also sell the 22-ounce bombers in a can. Or maybe they're 24-ounce cans. So I was just thinking I'm just going to get all of those. I don't know what the price is, but there's no 5-cent deposit on it.
Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, I just probably like 2 months ago, I was looking through the tall boys and I saw a Labatt Blue Max alcohol or something like that, and it was like 9% alcohol.
Yeah.
And I bought it. Yeah, I bought it for Laura's mom. So.
You didn't drink it?
No, that's too. No, I couldn't drink it.
Pussy.
It's like drinking. It's like drinking rubbing alcohol.
The mini keg that I have, that's 6%. You don't like the super intense beers?
I when I was at my all time low, I used to drink.
band?
No, not the band, but
Oh,
when I used to drink heavily, I used to drink Milwaukee Ice.
oh, gross.
So I would use my paycheck from my job that I got in Oswego, and I would go down to the gas station and buy the cheapest beer, which is Milwaukee Ice. And so I would drink it was Tallboy 6-pack, and I would drink it almost every night before I went to bed. And yeah, and it was cheap, and I was at my all-time low. And then the bad thing about that was I would drink those and then go to the bar and even drink even more.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it was not my proudest moment. So
One of my homeboys, Tyler, who I was in the Navy with, we went, a couple podcasts ago, talked about how we went there for the Labor Day weekend.
yep.
But their, beer of choice was Natty Ice.
Oof.
I was like, oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah. I used to drink Keystone a lot too because
Yeah, I
that was
remember
cheap.
That's disgusting.
I would just remember drinking Keystone because it was like for a 30 rack. It was like back in the day. It was only like $19.
That's not bad.
No, now with everything going up, inflation and stuff like that, it's now like $25.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Biden, pussy.
So I what was it? I'm on day I think 6 of Sober October.
You know who else is doing Sober October?
Who?
Joe Rogan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I decided to do it because I felt like I just wanted to accomplish that I can do it. So, but yeah, so I'm on day 6 of Sober October, and I noticed that when I poop, it's not as crazy anymore. So it's because I used to have the beer shits all the time. So.
Oh my god, Evan, that's disgusting. Come on, man. They got kids listening to this. Can't be talking about your beer shits.
So, but yep. So, when the furnace would shit the bed and stuff like that, I was thinking about. I'm like, I'm gonna break Sober October. I'm so stressed out. I need a beer. I need to relax. But I was like, you know what? Don't do it. You're good. You'll live through another day. So
You should have done it.
no,
Yeah, you should have.
I'm gonna stay strong. When we recorded the last episode, we were and it shit the bed, and I couldn't edit it any. Like I spent 2 hours editing it, or no, 4. And I was tried to make the audio better, but it was just so bad. Like I don't know what happened. It just was so shitty. So, but we talked about full armor combat.
Full armor combat. Yep. Just like at the Renaissance Festival where they joust in
But
night
the
armor.
but in the Renaissance Festival, it's all rigged.
Yeah.
But this full body armor combat is so crazy. They swing these like 40-pound hammers onto top of people's fucking head, and it's just fucking crazy. I'm surprised no one's died from just. I mean, one swoop in the back of the head, you're dead.
Are you thinking about doing it?
No.
You should do it after Sober October. Do full body armor combat.
No, I'm my bones are fragile.
They're not fragile.
They're fragile. I've broken like 5 bones.
No, you haven't.
I broke my pinky. I broke my metacarpal. I
Pinkies
broke
don't
my
count.
left. left wrist. I broke my growth plate in my knee, and I don't know how many times I've broken my toes. Is there anything we want to get to emails?
Sure.
All right. Let me pull up the emails real quick.
You know what you should do?
Yeah.
Instead of you just be like, hey, people, call the show, blah, 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 or whatever. You should tell them to call or email the show as it's happening so you can do them live, right? So you tell the people to call and email the show from 8:30 Eastern Time until 9:30
Yeah. I don't really know.
on whatever day, usually Mondays.
I would have to do research of how to take phone calls, though, because...
Just have it on your telephone.
Yeah, I could do
And
that.
you hit the speaker button, right?
Yeah.
You'd be like, hello, caller, you're on the air.
Oh, yeah, I want to try that. Yeah, we'll do that. So call the show, 585-678-1660.
Well, not right now, because...
No, not right now, but...
live, per se, but, you know...
Mm-hmm.
Mondays, 8:30 Eastern to 9:30, you can call the show at 585. Hit them with the digits.
678-1660.
678-1660.
Maybe we'll try that down the road. I'm gonna see what our... Yeah, I'll take a look. But, alright, so one of the emails we got was...
Hey, Evan, how much dick do you suck?
Nope, I don't suck any. So what are you most excited about? I'm most excited about just seeing how Maddie's gonna do down the road. And when we first got Maddie, Maddie and Lucy didn't get along. And about probably 4 days later, they're like best friends. We take them for walks, and I'm excited to see how Maddie's gonna adjust to the family when the 3-month comes along. So I'm most excited about that right now. What about you, Dave?
Oh,
what are you most excited
about? Is the question directed to both of us?
Yeah.
Okay. What am I most excited about? The Angels winning the pennant.
Is that a hockey team? I'm baseball.
It's a little '90s trivia for you.
I don't know sports that well. I don't even know football, but that's
Angels
about it.
in the outfield.
Oh, that movie.
Yeah, he's like, when are we get a family again? He's like, when the Angels win the pennant. It's like, that's never gonna happen. But then it does.
Oh, yeah, I remember that movie now. Yeah. I had to think about that for a second, but... Alright, so we'll move on to the next one. What was the happiest moment of your life? The happiest moment of my life was... There's 2 moments. The number one happiest moment of my life was when I asked Laura out as boyfriend and girlfriend, and she said yes. Because for a while, we were kind of just seeing each other on this,
Being friends with benefits.
Yeah. And,
oh my goodness.
And we would see each other every weekend because she worked during the week. And so we would hang out on the weekends, and then and then I was like, well, this is silly. Why don't we just be boyfriend and girlfriend? And so I was happy when she said,
yeah, I guess. That's what she said? Yeah, I guess. I guess I'll go out with you.
I don't, because it was Halloween, and then we didn't make it official until November 1st. So, but yeah, so that was probably the number one happiest moment. My second most happiest moment was when I got a phone call from my old probation officer, and he was like, "You're done with probation."
What were you on probation for?
We talked about this in the last podcast. We're not going to talk about it again. So
I don't remember. What was it?
Yeah, we're not going to go there. But
it's nothing to be ashamed of. You made some mistakes in your life, and now you're paying for it still. 11 years later.
Yeah. So I just remember the phone call. He was like, "Oh, I just took your discharge papers to the judge. He signed off on them." But while I was on probation, I did 420 hours of community service. That sucked. That was the worst. I probably out of all the probation, that was the worst thing out of it. I had to go. I worked at TGI Fridays in Victor when it was still there, and I walked across the street at Goodwill to do my probation community service. And we had to go through these big bins that people donated, and people would throw bags of shit in there. So, and I had to dig those out. And it was at that moment I'm like, I think this is the lowest I can get. Is digging out bags of shit from these bins and dirty clothes. Like, people didn't wash the clothes, so they just threw them in the bin. And I just remember getting out of doing probation and it just crusty dust things coming out of my nose because they were just so dusty and dirty and shit like that.
Yeah, remember when we were living at that apartment in Bloomfield and there was that sale going on at that apple farm? And you bought the car.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
I went to go pick it up, and my cousin was working it because he was doing community service at that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good times, good times.
But,
Whatever happened to that bar?
I sold it.
You sold it? Oh.
Yeah. It was during the time of, I had to pay like $3,000 in court fees. So.
For what?
We talked about this last podcast. So, okay. So what would you do if you had enough money for the rest of your life and didn't have to work?
What would you do if you had enough money and didn't have to work?
I would take the spare bedroom on our trailer, take the bed out, make like a podcast studio, and pay my friends to podcast with me. So basically do it 5 days a week.
You wouldn't move out of the trailer park?
Well, maybe. I would probably buy a bigger house, but if I had to keep my trailer, I guess that's what I would do. So
Make a podcast studio?
Make a podcast studio, have people on payroll, and we would do it 5 days a week like a radio station. And I would buy all the equipment to make it like a professional setup and everything like that. So
Cool.
But what would you do?
What was the question again?
What would you do if you had enough money for the rest of your life and didn't have to work?
I would not work, and I would just live.
Just live it up.
And I would just live.
Would you booze it until you lose it?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because I am a parent now.
That is true.
All right, next email. What you got?
Okay, this one's funny. We talked about Sober October and why I'm doing it, but this is why. Why did you decide to participate in Sober October? Why does Laura think you won't make it? Do you think Laura broke the furnace just to lose the bet?
Yes, I do think Laura broke the furnace
No.
to lose the bet.
No, Laura didn't break the furnace.
don't know
I'm
that.
the only one that touches the furnace. I mean, I don't think Laura's ever
Spoken
touched
like
the
a true
thermostat.
dad.
No, I mean, yeah, I don't think Laura broke the furnace just to win a bet. I mean, that's $650 that we
She
got to
owes
pay
you.
back. What?
That she owes you.
No, I paid for it because it's technically my property and yeah, I don't know. She drives me around everywhere, so I mean, like, might as well.
Well, that's because you can't drive.
Yeah.
So why are you doing Sober October? Is that what the
Well,
question was?
Well, yeah. Why am I doing Sober October? So, yeah, I just wanted to accomplish
Prove that
something.
You can do something with your life.
Yeah, just accomplish that I can do 30 31 days without drinking. So.
And then what? You're gonna go hard in November?
Well, I told Laura once it hits midnight on the 31st, I was gonna booze it, but then she's like, "Well, I don't want you to get too drunk for our anniversary."
Why don't you continue the sober October into no drink November?
No drink November. I didn't even think about that. Maybe we'll see how that goes.
How long you can go?
No drink November. That's a good one.
Or do no alcohol for the rest of the year.
Yeah, but usually,
months.
yeah.
You go hard.
My dad went from, I think it was Christmas, all the way to Memorial Day weekend. He didn't drink.
Good for him.
Yeah, because I remember, I can't remember what it was. I asked him if he wanted a beer, and he's like, "No, I'm not drinking until Memorial Day weekend." And I'm like, "Holy shit!" But he made it.
Good for him. Good for him.
But I think that's all the emails we have. Oh, there was one email, I just remembered it now, but it said that the last podcast sounded like shit. Hopefully,
well, you know what? Whoever said that, they sound like shit.
Yeah. Hopefully the way we're doing it the way we used to do it was we record 2 audio tracks and then combine them together. And that seems to work because we could hear each other better, or it would come out better. So
And let us know if you want the visual track too.
Well, what I'll do is I'll put up the audio track on YouTube, and I'll post like photos and stuff like that, and the video. Like when I edit this, I'll put the full Armor Combat. I'll put a clip of that in, so people can see what we're talking about.
No, I mean, like, do they want to see your beautiful faces?
Yeah,
And your bald ass.
I don't know. I would have to figure out how to do it that way again, like a better way to do it than the way we did it before. So, but do you get anything to talk about?
Well, the election is coming up, the midterms or whatever. So I requested an absentee ballot.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it. I got that in the mail the other day. So I'll not vote for a Democrat or a Republican because they're both idiots.
Yeah.
So I'll write in Larry Sharp because, he was disqualified as a candidate for the Libertarian Party for some reason. So the great, and it's like, why? It's like I haven't lived back home for, 10 years. Why haven't I just, registered in a different state? It's like, I tell you why, because I'm too lazy.
Yeah. It's kind of like people that, people that move and don't change their license plate. They'll just keep their insurance. Yeah, our neighbor lived in New Hampshire, and he didn't change his license plate for like 3 years, and then he recently changed it to New York license plate.
Yeah,
because it's kind of hassle just to change everything. You got to go to the DMV, you got to fill out forms, you got to pay the people to get new license, and it's just it's like not worth it.
$2 to get the plates, and then when you surrender the plates, it's like $2 to turn them back in.
No, it's a lot more than that. Is that it? Oh, really?
Yeah. It was stupid. I had to do that one time, and I remember the person messed up during the initial thing, so she had to charge me again. I'm like, you're not gonna charge me for this again, right? She's like, brushed it off, that bitch.
Oh. I remember when I got my photo ID. I think we talked about this in the past when I went to that photo place and got the ID, thinking that it would pass off as a government ID. And so when I did get my identification card, for some odd reason it said I was 6'5",
Oh, jeez.
I was like, holy shit. And so I had to, when I got my new one, I had to correct that. And I was like, yeah, I'm only 6 foot.
6'5". I was like, you're not 6'5".
No. I was like, why does it say 6'5"? I was like, oof, gotta change that.
Yeah.
So, David lives in Florida, and Hurricane Ian came through. So tell us a little bit about that. What happened to you?
Nothing happened to us. Other parts of Florida got hit pretty bad. We didn't lose power. It rained, but it wasn't crazy. It was windy like the second day of it. So there's like, you know how like people put up yard signs in their lawn to say like,
yeah,
this person or whatever. So we like live on the back of the building, and there's like a sign that used to be there that's like now leasing or something. I can't remember exactly what it said, but that blew across the street into the hotel parking lot, and a stop sign blew off the thingy that it was on, but I don't know where the thingy went, and someone picked up the stop sign. But anywho, so people were asking, hey, how's it damaged? You guys get any damage or anything? So like I took a picture of the sign across the street in the parking lot and sent it to the person that was asking, like, we will rebuild, we will get through this.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, other places in Florida got effed up big time.
Yeah. So I remember back in the day when Hurricane Katrina hit, and me and my friend Ricky were watching the news because it was like during the summertime when we were younger, and oh, there's Maddie. Hi, Maddie. Hi, Lucy. But oh, I know.
Why are you talking like that?
I don't know. But anyways, we were watching Hurricane Katrina hit, and it was like a nuclear explosion hit because they showed satellite pictures of before and after the hurricane. It just looked like a hurricane, or not hurricane, but a nuclear bomb hit, and it just fucked up everything.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
We before it hit, when it was starting to get rainy and windy, we walked to this Chinese restaurant up the street and got Chinese food because that's our tradition when it comes to hurricanes, because we've been through so many of them down here in the dirty South. We get Chinese food and ride out the storm.
Yeah. We got the rain from Hurricane Ian, but it was just like scattered showers up in New York.
So, you know, if our loyal listeners want to, you know, help out, they can, you know, send me checks personally. I will see that they get to people in need.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. But that's it for this week for the Bogart Podcast. Call in the show. We'll try to do maybe live calls. I'm going to figure that out, but 585-678-1660. You could email the show at thebogartpodcast@gmail.com. Maddie. But yeah, so until next week, we'll see you on the other side. This has been a Beer Pirate Radio production.